Hi there, survivors. Welcome back to Ark Survival Evolved. This is episode 37, and we're doing from the beginning. I'm the Immortal Adrian. In the last episode, we went to the cave and got some more crystal. So now we've got quite a bit of crystal. We got some cementing paste and we've got some metal. We're going to make some more greenhouse. Just for now, I'm going to make 6 walls while I go around and see what's needed. So I believe I kind of made a mistake the last time, and when I did this, I'm not at all happy with this ceiling being only one height. I never do this. I only did this just to give it some greenhouse effect, and it's actually given us 30 greenhouse effect on that one at 30%, which is not very good. Oops. So I'm going to demolish this, and I'll get something back. I've got 5 metal ingots and 17 crystal and some cementing paste back. So I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll work with this side later. So I think I made 5 walls, didn't I? Yeah, that was handy. And I'm going to need 2, 4, 6 ceiling pieces. So if I've got enough for 6 ceiling pieces, no, I haven't. Okay, let's put a bit of crystal in there. Now tell me. 3. Okay, we'll take the 3 ceilings and we'll see what's missing. It's going to be crystal. Yep, no crystal, no metal ingot. Alright, we'll work with the 3. And it's a slow process, but that's the way it is. Let me just make sure I haven't got any crystal in here. No, I didn't think so. In here? No, that's all the crystal there is. I haven't sorted those boxes out very well, have I? Okay. So, we'll get the walls in. And as usual, I like to put my stuff down in the slots so that I can work with it. Slot 6 is going to be the walls. So 6, a wall there, a wall there, a wall there, and a wall there, and a wall there. And I'm going to put a ceiling, slot 7, 1 there, and 1 there. Take it all the way across and move over, and let's put another one here. Now what's that done? That's given us 120% greenhouse effect. 135 even. So that's pretty good. That's not too bad. We can live with that. You can get as much as 300%. So let's just have a little harvest while we're here. We've got some narcoberries. We've got some more narcoberries. The fertilizer's still looking pretty good. Corn, or as I like to call it, long grass. Still got some fertilizer there. The citronelle, that was the seed, wrong one. Okay, so what's happening there is the same here, is we can take the seed out, and because there's a plant there, that will keep growing. So what's actually done, it's actually given us some seed. It uses the seed at first, and then starts to produce more seed after a while. So we can take that seed out if there's a plant there. I hope that makes sense. Once the plant's established. So having a little harvesting fest here, and let's look at the water. 28, 28, 30. We've had a little bit of rain. It's almost desperately in need of some water. And now it's safe. Oh no, it's still open here. So we still need to, well, it's open at the top. So we can actually remove this wall and gate here now because it's pretty secure from the outside. So let me just come and have a look at our little preserving bin. I think this is going to fill us up. We're not going to have any more room. We're going to run out of room. We got way too much meat. We don't need all that meat. That's it. It's full. So what can we lose? Dump a couple of those, because at this stage the vegetables are more important than this meat. That's about it. Stimberries, they can probably go in, so it's still a little bit of space in some of those. So what I want to do in this episode is start to use some of that. I want to make a cooking pot. So let's just see if I've got the engram for a cooking pot. There it is. We'll take that. Flintstone, thatch and wood. So it's very cheap to make. So let's have a look. Flint, stone, thatch and wood. Cooking pot. Needed a bit more stone. Really? Really? What do you got in here? Oh, look, there's a place to put some of this excess food stuff. Maybe we need another preserving bin. Anyway, what we want is stone. Surely there's some stone. Yeah, here's a bit. Right, bit of stone. Let's have that cooking pot. There it is. Craft one. And we'll put the stone and the wood just out of the way. Thatch. Right, we'll keep the thatch. And I'll show you why. We use thatch to cook with a cooking pot. I'm going to put this outside just because it helps to keep the cool a little bit. I'm just going to put it right here. Now, cooking pot, we make a lot of stuff. We make dye, make foodstuffs, make kibble, and make tonics. And you'll need to refer to our guide. If you don't have the recipes, then we need to refer to our Gamepedia. So let's have a quick look at that. And what I want to make is the medical brew. Medical brew. Okay, here's the medical brew. And it says it needs tinto berries, narcotic, and water. Oh, we didn't even need any vegetables. Okay, we'll come back to that. Tinto berry, narcotic, and water. So tinto berries we got boatloads of. Tinto berries. Narcotic, I think we've got some. Lots. And water. Let's grab. We've got some water skins. Right, got a couple of water skins. We've got 3 water skins now. I've got a spare greenhouse wall. How did that happen? I'll get rid of that. Get rid of the cementing paste. And we'll run out and fill up our water tub. And we'll go this way. That egg's still there. That's really tempting. I really want to snaffle that egg. And normally I would, but it can cause problems. What we can do is we can take the egg and then kite this guy away, which means you just run away and let him follow you and eventually get far enough away that he forgets about you. If you get right out of his distance, then he'll forget about you and you can come back home safely. Right, so let's chuck in 3 water skins, a bunch of narcotic and a bunch of tinto berry and the thatch, and then we light the fire. Now, the reason we use thatch is because if you use wood, wood produces charcoal. And if you add charcoal in the mix, instead of getting the medical brew that we're trying to make, you end up getting dye. So by not thatch doesn't produce any charcoal. It just burns clean. So that will just take a minute or two, and there's one there now. Now the reason we want this medical brew is pretty soon we're going to go into a cave, and there's a megalania in the cave, and that gives you rabies. If you get bitten by that, that'll give you rabies. It's not an instant death, it's a slow death. And you'll probably make it halfway out of the cave before you die. So, but if you've got the medical brew, what we do is we take the medical brew and we put the medical brew down here in one of our speed slots. Slot 7, so that when we get in trouble, we just click the 7 key and then we're instantly going to take a dose of medical brew, and 1 or 2 doses of medical brew will send your health up quite a few points, and usually it's enough to save you. It's enough to stop you from getting from dying from the rabies. So we've got 2. We'll get 1 more. We'll put the fire out. We'll take our water skins. We'll go back out and fill them up again, because the medical brew has a limited lifespan. So if we just have 1, it'll be gone before too long. They last a bit longer in the fridge, but if you've got several of them, then the top one will eventually decay, or will fairly quickly decay, but the other ones behind it will stay fresh. So what it's actually doing is just... That one didn't fill. What happened there? Might need some more tinto berries. What do we need? 20 tinto berries per dose. So we'll get some more tinto berries. If I just have a look at ark.gamepedia, see recipes. Right, here we go. Here's a list of all the different recipes you can get. Some of these stews are fantastic. Extra melee damage, extra crafting skill. This one, Lazarus chowder, I used to use that all the time diving. It gives you 85%, minus 85% oxygen consumption, which means that you've got like 6 minutes of underwater just by taking 1 Lazarus chowder. So Lazarus chowder, take some cooked meat, savroot, longgrass, mejoberry, narcotic, and water. So we've got all that. The savroot and the longgrass, we just picked it then. So we can make some of that Lazarus chowder. And have a look through here. There's so many good things that you can make with the cooking pot. And the kibbles that you make to make taming faster, each one needs a special egg. And then all these other interesting things. The simpler ones need cooked meat, but the more involved ones need sap. Now I'll show you where to get sap in a later episode. And here's all the different kibbles and all the different animals that the kibble will tame. There's a lot of them. And then there's dye. All of these different, mostly berries, and then either charcoal or gunpowder or spark powder to give you all of these different coloured dyes to change different things, the colour of your structures and so on. Let's make a couple more of these. And so basically that's it. That's what this episode was about, the cooking pot. Now you have a cooking pot, and the water skins are the most important. Nearly every recipe you make uses water. So water and thatch you always need. And the rest of it is whatever berries, vegetables, and all that. And you can see how important that vegetable was. You don't need a recipe in here, by the way. Don't be confused thinking that you need a recipe. You don't. You just need the right items. And refer to the ark.gamepedia/recipes. And as long as you got the right items in the slot, you will get the gear. In this case, the medical brew. And just before I end this episode, I'll show you when we're not using the medical brew, we leave it in the fridge. Because, just to show you quickly, in my inventory, it's going to last for 1 hour and 54 minutes. I think 2 hours from fresh. In the fridge, 19 hours. Okay? In the preserving bin, it's 19 hours. In a fridge, it's like 2 days or 3 days or something. So, when you're not using them, keep them in the fridge. Okay, I'm going to end that episode there. Thanks for tuning in. You'll take care. I'll see you in the next episode.